Hi everyone, I'm the Rum.
And I'm the Wine.
And we're an expat couple living here in Dublin, Ireland for 3 years. We make videos twice a week to help you know what is it like to live in Dublin, and if you're trying to get there, what are the steps that you need to take, and if you're already here, all snugly settled in, just how to thrive and enjoy living in this lovely place we now call home. If any of this is interesting to you, please do
subscribe
and click the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing, especially our two lovely faces. Now, on to today's video. So today's video is all about apartments in Dublin. No, it's not how to find them or these general knowledge things, but it's more like certain stuff we've noticed while looking at through listening to some apartments that people like the Wine have gone and told some of her friends, and their reactions are kind of like,
Jesus.
Jesus, it ain't.
Yeah, Austrians and also some other expats, especially from like Germany or Nordic countries, get pretty horrified at these things.
Yeah, so if you didn't know already, this is a rant video. Now, being from a warm climate, Barbados to be exact, or anywhere in the Caribbean, things such as mold, it doesn't happen too often. The heat more takes care of this stuff. It has to be a really dark and damp place, which is fairly hard to find unless you're living in a basement, which doesn't quite exist. But here, oh yes, the nice colder temperatures and the damp and the lack of sunlight, though it's sunning really hard right now, kind of makes for an icky experience if you're going to certain places like, I don't know, bathrooms or some windows, etc. And you might see, boom, mold in your face. Hi, living, it's your neighbour. No. Yeah, some of these things when you're looking at listings, some people don't even take the time to cover up. I swear to you, like a month ago we were looking at apartments because this is what we do to spread information to you lovely people. Right in the corner there, in the picture, is like a big set of black mold, and I'm just like, at least clean it up before inviting someone for a viewing. Speaking of places where mold can exist, I'll pass it over now to the Austrian.
Windows. A big topic. I did not know this was a big topic to be very passionate about until we moved into the UK and had the same issue there. But not everywhere has double glazed windows. I did not know this. I thought that's just the standard. All windows are double glazed. They're not, especially not in Ireland. I guess the argument is it doesn't get cold enough, but it does get very cold and it does get very moist to encourage the mold growth, and it gets very drafty. Like, you'll be sitting by the window and wondering if it's open. It's not. It's closed, but you're still feeling the wind.
We've got to hand it to some of the people who take pictures for our flats in Dublin, especially some of those tinier apartments that look like one bedrooms but are actually studios. The way they position the camera and switch and take pictures to make it look like the room is lovely and spacious, and that the kitchen you see in yonder corner is not actually within arm's distance of your bed. Yes, we've seen some lovely things. We're like, ooh, this place is nice. It's like, that's fairly cheap. What's wrong with it? And on closer inspection, you might see what's wrong with it is that you can be using the toilet, cooking your food, and taking a nap all within the same, let's say, meter area. Yeah, sorry, I'm too used to hearing about feet, so I don't know if my measurements are correct.
Like the Rum was saying, sometimes you look at the listing and you'll think, oh, this looks like a nice flat. It's like actually a bit more spacious by Dublin standards. But then you notice one thing. Where are the windows? There are no windows because it's in a basement. Or you'll have a tiny window, the very, very top, like window this small at the top just before the ceiling. Yeah, that is probably in a basement. Especially if the stairs inside the apartment are leading down. Definitely a basement. Not a thing to watch out for. If you see a car right next to the window or someone's backyard, it's probably not your backyard if it doesn't say it includes a garden. It just means someone turned their garage or garden shed into an apartment. That is an actual thing that happens here. Always watch out for the windows.
Yeah, of course, all these things, it may not actually bother you. If you want to live like the family from Parasite, be our guest. The next thing goes hand in hand with city living. Of course, apartments are smaller. We're not living in this sprawling house this isn't America. But the thing is that you'd usually expect to be able to traverse parts of your apartment. Some people who do these renovations, you have like this wonderful, nice, full-size bed right there. And then you notice, but there's like, I'm gonna switch back to inches now. There's like 8 inches of space between the bed and that yonder cupboard. How am I supposed to use that cupboard and sleep in the bed, or even get up, roll out of the bed to do your business in the middle of the night? If you're like me, you didn't study acrobatics or gymnastics, so doing these sort of movements would be difficult. Maybe they're trying to make these houses for people who used to perform in the circus, or they're just trying to test us to be more flexible. I don't know, but we've seen a few things, especially for those poor students. Poor students are like, hi, this is a lovely place to live. You're young, don't worry. You can be flexible, you can fit in that space. Spaces that are way too small for your normal average human to fit in. That's one of the things to really look out for.
Are not just humans that can't fit places, also pots and pans. If your sink is like this tiny, I don't know how tiny your pots have to be, but I'm a small person and I eat a lot more than a pot that would fit into that sink. And apart from sinks being creatively, decoratively placed about the house, there are also other things that are sometimes very creatively placed in the spacious flat. You'll, for example, find the fridge in strange places because there is no space in the kitchen area, which is maybe just a stove next to the door. Or you might have foldable chairs. Why are they always folded? Because there is no actual space to unfold them and still walk in your flat.
Yeah, the first time I saw this, I was just like, ooh, flat's coming furnished. Like, what is this? Oh, that's a what? Really? Yes, a line of like 3 foldable chairs just stacked up there. It's like, hi, you can either pull your bed down or sit, but you can't do both. Speaking of furniture, some places, a lot of places actually, do come furnished. Our own flat that we're renting came furnished, but then there are others, which make you question just what decade this flat was actually built in, or rather, when was it actually decorated? I've seen some places that my grandmother would look at it and be like, no, I do not want this in my house. It is that old. It's like 60s furniture that, while I was growing up, I would have seen her at least replace it with furniture from the 80s or 90s, or even, surprise surprise, the 21st century. I don't know about you, but I like a level of comfort in my flat without some new wave style that you probably would have seen in the 70s or 80s. But I understand that it's kind of like a cool cultural thing to remember the past. Some of us just don't want it.
Now, one thing has always confused me about the UK and Ireland. Why are there so many carpets everywhere? And in particular, the thing that confuses me the most is if you have a 2-story house and you'll have a staircase that's about this wide. I don't know how you're carrying anything up or downstairs, but it's this wide and it's carpeted. And it just looks like it holds the dust of the entire history since the house has existed. You can see the different traffic jams before the house. I don't know, when that volcano in Iceland erupted, the ash. You can see an entire history worth of whoever lived there in that carpet, and with every step it's released into a cloud that'll hit you in your face. And with people who have dust allergies, that is not a nice thing to happen.
Yes, I've never been in a house before where I needed a respirator, but I think if I encounter this carpet, I will need to. Thank goodness we haven't seen one of those, because Jesus, it'd be horrible. I'm sweating just thinking about it.
So those were just a few things that quite annoys when we look at listings for flats in Dublin. Now, before you get angry and start commenting about if you don't like it, we should just leave this country. It's a fun video. It's like sometimes you need to rant and vent about the things that you see in listings, and know that it's not just you who gets freaked out by it, it's also other people. And of course there are also plenty of places that are gorgeous. We love the flat that we live in, and we also have a lot more videos where we talk about the positives, But we thought, let's just be honest and also talk about what the experience is really like so we don't give people unrealistic expectations when they come here.
Yep. And of course, if you want to see any of our other videos, please do check our playlists. And until then, please do subscribe, comment, click the notification bell so you can see our lovely faces twice a week. And with that, we bid you adieu. Bis später.
Bye!